Thank you, Yechiel, for those kind words. I would like to take this opportunity to personally thank you for accepting the chairmanship for tonight's dinner and throughout this incredible campaign. Your achrayus for kol davar shebekdusha has always astounded me, but in the last 3 months, it's transcended to new heights. I'm proud to call you a friend, and may we continue sharing in many more monumental occasions together in the best of health and happiness. Rishus, Rosh Yeshiva, my Rav, Gedolei Yisrael. What is there to say when you look around this room this evening? As many of you know, every year prior to this dinner, there are hundreds of hours of volunteers that go out. What more can we ask for than what we are witnessing here this evening? It is so inspiring to see so many of you that have traveled from Eretz Yisrael, from the United Kingdom, from Canada, from France, from Mexico, from Panama, from the United States, across many, many states. Each one of you give us tremendous chizuk. And of course, how could I not mention the tremendous mesirus nefesh of all the volunteers that have made this dinner such a success. It is unbelievable to see family men of all ages pushing themselves every single evening to the limit, all because of the Yeshiva Mir. You, together with your families, have an equal chelik of the Kinyan Torah, and Hashem should bench you all with a gesund and nachas from your beautiful families, and we should all continue to have this unbelievable schus that the Eibishter has granted us to continue to do this Avodas HaKodesh. Maintaining the yeshiva's annual budget is a daily struggle. It's a struggle that is eased by the heroic efforts of our volunteers. But in order for the Bnei Yeshiva to sit and learn with Yeshiva Das, we need everyone's participation and involvement. Each and every one of you here in the room this evening make a tremendous difference. And together, we are all partners in this tremendous chus. Under the leadership of the Rosh Yeshiva, there has been continued growth in the yeshiva, both in quality and in quantity. Tremendous in ruchnius. We saw the 2 svarim the yeshiva held up, and how proud he was to share it with all of us. The growth has created pressing and urgent issues in the yeshiva concerning space, which necessitates capital growth and expansion. With thanks to Hashem and with great pride, I would like to announce that we've begun a new capital initiative. Our very long-standing and close friends of the yeshiva, the Stern family, led by Moshe Stern from Borough Park, have invested much time and effort and resources. They have undertaken a project of great importance, namely the development of a much-needed new building, strategically located in the yeshiva's campus area. Please look at the screen and you will see exactly what I am referring to. We thank them for their efforts and will assist them in finding additional partners for this project in the near future. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest of honor, Mr. Jordan Slone. I have had the distinct pleasure and honor of working with Jordan for many years, a privilege I did not take lightly. Jordan and his firm Harbor Group epitomize a Kiddush Shem Shemayim. His sterling reputation has always preceded him. Honesty and integrity are the cornerstones on which he has built his business. And it is an absolute, true Kiddush Hashem and honor to observe on a daily basis how he lives his life. Take one small look at the city of Norfolk, Virginia, and you will see what one man's commitment can accomplish. Today, Norfolk boasts a day school, a Beis Yaakov, a yeshiva high school, and a kollel. All those mosters have created a beautiful Makom Torah, and we have one person to thank for that, Jordan Slone. The overwhelming achrayus he has taken upon himself is extremely humbling to all of us that know him. Jordan has extended himself to the Mir financially and has also opened doors and opportunities that once seemed unattainable. Jordan has been a dream guest of honor. He has truly devoted his time, his resources, his connections, and I want to thank many of his business colleagues that have supported him and joined him. And we all do it out of true admiration to you, Jordan, for your devotion to this and many causes. I'd like to ask everyone to turn your attention to the video screen.
And then
Rabbonim, Mechanchim, Koilel Jungelite, Balabatim, Askonim, from cities worldwide impacted by Talmidei Mir, Yeshivas Mir, the global impact of Torah.
I feel a very, very close connection with the Mir. I've been learning for 11 years on the phone with Reb Gedalia Finkel. And through Reb Gedalia, I've also had the opportunity to really become close to the entire Finkel family. It's really enriched our whole family's lives.
Often he calls me his Rebbe. In all sincerity, I call Jordan my Rebbe. Yes, he's my Rebbe in Derech Eretz and Midas Torahs, how to deal with people. A living example of Ben On Chavero.
The Chavrusa Shaf my father has with Redalia is definitely a highlight in my father's life, as it is in all of our lives, that we all have gained this connection with Redalia.
Mr. Slone is somebody who has a true and deep appreciation for Torah and what Torah represents and the type of chusim and the type of merits that it brings to our community.
There's a mirror image between what Mir stands for, which is Torah learning, but also Midos, and what Jordan sees in himself. His devotion to Torah learning, his many chavrusas, but also the Midos that he exemplifies to the wider community.
The connection that my father has to the Mir and the connection that he keeps up with the Mir, it stems from the fact that there is this pure Torah that's being learned.
The Mir represents an exciting, exhilarating place where you just get energized by the Torah that's being learned.
Jordan himself really understands Torah and loves Torah, and the Mir is 100% Torah. That's all that it's about.
When I mention that I have a connection to the Mir, or my children were in the Mir, and people tell me, I was in the Mir, or my Rebbe was in the Mir, it's just amazing how far and wide the reach of the Mir is.
And the Slone household is a household of Torah, that both Jordan and Laurie have been able to bring Torah into their lives, to let it permeate every aspect of their lives, something you see in the way that they conduct their household, in the way that they welcome guests, in the way they raise their children.
They have very special children, all four. Jacob, Aaron, Jesse, Anna, they're all gems in their own right. Aaron and Jacob are both Talmidim by Mir Yeshiva and made tremendous growth in Aliyahs and Torah and Yerushalayim.
I could see how they grew so much while they spent their years learning at the Mir. You see the growth, they've become more well-rounded in addition to the amount of Torah that they've learned.
I want to wish Laurie and Jordan that they should be able to continue their exemplary work on behalf of the Klal. In Norfolk, there's no institution that doesn't have their imprint, and now they've been honored by the Mir. They should have continued nachas from their children, nachas from the grandchildren, and be able to continue making their personal stamp on Klal Yisrael as a whole.
And should be zochet mekadosh Shem Shemayim in the future in the same way he mekadosh it till this day.
My bracha to the yeshiva is that it continue to grow, and the Rosh Yeshiva should be able to continue to lead this great institution and continue to teach Torah to so many people, and that Torah will then spread throughout the world.
Jordan, you are a builder of communities, a builder of family, a builder of businesses, a builder of Torah, and now a builder of the Mir. I'd like you to come up so we can present you with this special gift. This is a stone that has been removed from the entrance of Yeshiva's Mir Yerushalayim to enlarge its capacity and thus symbolize its growth. It is proudly presented to Mr. Jordan Slone, whose benevolence to Yeshiva's Mir Yerushalayim similarly enlarges its capacity and symbolizes its growth. Jordan, thank you from the bottom of the heart of every single Talmud of the Yeshiva and everyone here this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ralph, for that introduction. Before I start, I just want to know if there's anybody here that found my hat. With the permission of the Rosh Yeshiva and the other Chashiva Rabbanim, it was about 13 years ago that Bumi and Ezra David introduced me to the Mir Yeshiva. I still remember Ezra taking my boys and me for a tour around the physical Mir campus. It seemed like there were guys learning in every single nook and cranny in every part of the building. I was just amazed. It was also my first time meeting with the Rosh Yeshiva, Tzatzal Rav Nassim Tzvi Finkel. Since then, the Mir Yeshiva, as well as the entire Finkel and Karlbach family, has had a huge impact on my entire family, and I am truly honored to be here tonight in support of this incredible institution. I also want to congratulate my fellow honorees, and of course to Harav Binyamin and Rebbetzin Karlbach for your special friendship. I'd like to express my hakaras hatov, the deep gratitude to the Rosh Yeshiva, Harav Eliezer Yehuda Finkel, for giving me this opportunity. It was also great working with true professionals, Adrian Garbaz, the Mir Chief Executive, as well as his staff, and I'd like to also mention Nechama Kaufman, who was just incredible to work with. The last 3.5 months have been quite an experience, as well as very, very inspiring. I am overwhelmed by the support of so many family and friends. I particularly want to say a special thank you to my friends that I have in the real estate and investment industry and others that I do business with, many of whom I have had relationships with for more than 2 decades. These companies are listed on the corporate sponsorship boards and banners. Your support for tonight's dinner really made it a huge success. I also want to thank my coworkers for their support and need to mention two of them in particular who are alumni of the Mir, Ephraim Adler and Yisrael Mayer Berg. I couldn't have done it without the two of you, together with my sons Jacob and Aaron, who are also alumni of the Mir, formed a powerful team that raised a substantial amount of funds in support of tonight's dinner. Finally, I want to express my deepest appreciation to Harav Gedalia Finkel. Reb Gedalia and I have been chavrusas every single Sunday for the last 11 years, by phone, or if I'm in Israel, we learn together in person. Rebbe Gedalia and his wife, Mimi, have invited my family to become part of theirs, and we have learned so much from them. I'm sure I wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for Reb Gedalia. Last but not least, I'd like to express my thanks to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and I also want to thank my family for their support for all of my endeavors. Thank you very much.